Yep, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Alex Show. It's me, your host, Just Alex, aka your favorite community college dropout with opinions. How y'all doing today, man? You doing good, looking good, smelling good, hope you feeling good. Let's see. I hope you had a good week so far. I know the episode gonna be late, but it is what it is sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Life goes on, life be happening. Shit, let me see. Is anything happening this week? I don't think anything's really happening this week. The draft is tonight, right now, actually, I believe. Yeah. The draft is going on right now, NFL draft. I think I want to say the WNBA draft is coming up. I want to say it's like next week sometime maybe. I don't know. I've been seeing what's her name? Angel Reese and damn, what's the other young lady's name that's on LSU? The one that rapped too. Damn, I can't think of her name right now. But I've been seeing them two. They've been on like a press run of sorts, talking about she was talking, and I know I came in here talking about her. I guess we gonna go ahead and get right into it. Fuck it. Um, they've been on a press run of sorts. I seen them on the Breakfast Club most recently talking about how they both make more than the salary of the WNBA right now, and they was basically saying how they cool on going into the draft anytime soon because we already making two damn near three times as much as they salary. So the fuck we finna go up there and make less money for? But then they also was saying that how they want the WNBA to be able to offer them something so they can have more interest in going pro and things like that and have something to look for. But anyways, anyways, let's go. I guess we go ahead and get into my favorite segment, especially this week because of who it is. But Black Excellence this week. I want to say shout out to my little brother. He number one. He's about to graduate week after next from Forsyth Tech. So shout out to little brother for that. Little bro for that. Also, last week he won. And if I get this wrong, I apologize. But he won second place. I know he won second place in, I can't remember if it was a state competition or a county competition. I really can't remember. But either way, he won second place in his animation contest that he was in. And I want to say it was like 400 or 500 people, 400 or 500 contestants. So for him to get second place is fucking great. So shout out to little bro for that. That and graduating. Shout out to him for that. I'm proud of you, and you've been working hard for this shit. So I'm glad he finally getting something out of it. He doing what he want to do and getting what he want out of it. So shout out to little bro for that. Let me see. Other than that, I really ain't had nothing else for Black Excellence, to be honest with you. It's been kind of outside of the NBA playoffs and then the fight that was last weekend, ain't really been a whole lot going on. And y'all already know I'm not really the biggest sports fan lately, so I ain't really a whole lot going on. But we did, and I meant to talk about this last week, but I didn't get around to it. We had two projects drop. Well, two of them that I really been listening to. It's been a couple of sneaky projects that dropped lately. Cause I want to say Lil Yachty dropped something, and then I think NBA YoungBoy dropped another something, maybe a week or so ago. But excuse me. Let me see. The ones I want to talk about is Yung Bleu. Yung Bleu dropped a new project. I want to say it was a EP, but it might have been an album. But either way, y'all know them shits is counted the same nowadays. It's called Love Scars 2. And I know I've definitely came in here and talked about Yung Bleu before. His last album, which was, I want to say was it last year when he dropped? I think it was last year. Yeah, his last album last year, Tantra. It wasn't really my favorite. You know, it was he definitely tried for a different sound. It was kind of some poppy hip hop mix kind of situation going on, and I wasn't really the biggest fan of it. There was a couple songs on there that I did like, but overall it's not my cup of tea. But on this album or this project, he definitely went back to more of his sound, more of his R&B slash hip hop, more so focusing on the hip hop side of things, or just the the R&B side of things. My fault. And it sounds a lot more like the first album that he dropped, or the first uh what's the word I'm looking for, studio album that he dropped anyway, which was Moon Boy. It's definitely more so along the lines of this. It's definitely some more, ballads that he's singing. It's definitely some more, love songs, and I mean, of course, it's called Love Scars. So, well, it's called Love Scars, but actually, a lot of the songs are songs about him being in, or songs about being in love. Whereas the first Love Scars is more so about breakups. But there are some breakups. There are some other breakup songs mixed in with these songs, of course, and he got a couple skits. But overall, it's I'm gonna be honest with you, it's great. I've been playing this shit a lot the last couple days because I just seen he dropped it. I just seen he dropped it like maybe Friday last week, but it actually came out on the 14th, which was wait a minute, was it? Yeah, the 14th. So that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. But like I said, I just seen it last. Well, it might have been like later than Friday last week. But I just seen it last week either way. So that was definitely a good surprise to open up to. And but yeah, like I said, he got back to his shit. He got another song on here with Chris Brown. He got one with Ty Dolla. He has one with Tink, I believe. Yeah, Tink. And then other than that, it's pretty much just him. So he got the one with Ty Dolla, Chris Brown, and then Tink, and everything else is just him. It's 15 songs, and I'll be honest with you, it's great to me. It's definitely stands. It's definitely gonna be a close second. I mean, a close favorite of mine, right beside his first album, the Moon Boy project, to me. So you definitely, if you get a chance, definitely go check that out. Let me see. I'm gonna just say some standouts of mine is the intro song actually, which is Casamigo Nights. That's actually a really good song. That is a great intro, great song in general. Let me see. What's another one? I think 2 a.m. in Dallas is another favorite of mine. Also, Angel Dust is a great fucking song too. Kissing on Your Tattoos. Like, it's a lot of songs on here that I really go back to. It's just like, damn. Like, once you go back to one or two, this is, for me anyway, this is one of them albums where it's like you go back to one or two of the songs just because, and it's like, fuck, you might as well just let the whole tape play again. So I'm definitely fucking with this album or this project or whatever. Because like I said, he got back more so to his singing shit. He does have a couple verses on here where he's kind of rapping like on some like Bryson Tiller, Drake type shit. But overall, like I said, great album, great listen. 15 songs. It actually it goes by quick as fuck because it's 15 songs, but it's only 43 minutes long. So with I think it's maybe like one or two. No, it's only one interlude. One interlude, but yeah, the songs is pretty short. But they're really good. Even the song on here that's considered that's labeled as an interlude is fucking great to me. That's called "You Got It." That's the one interlude on here. But like I said, even that shit is great. It's like a little short something, but definitely you get a chance, definitely go check that out. This has been something I've been had on replay for the last couple of days now. Also, outside of that, I want to talk about Mozzy. Mozzy dropped the EP. It was like 6-song EP. It's called Collect Call with 2 Ks. It's dope. It's pretty dope for it to be 6 songs. They really got some replay value. It's only 14 minutes long, so it's a very very short, quick listen. But it's some really good songs on here. As far as features, he has Wife and Lucci. He has Baby Money. He has E Mozzy and Sally Rue, which I'm not that familiar with those two, but I mean it's good to me. Like I'm really a big fan of Mozzy. I became a big fan of Mozzy over the past maybe 2.5 years or so. And I'm gonna be honest with you, he is really yet to disappoint me whatsoever. even with his Lucy's that he puts out every now and then. But he's currently in jail right now, which is kind of crazy because actually him and Wife and Lucci is in jail. So I know that song on there that they got together is old as fuck. Cause I want to say Wife and Lucci been in jail since what 2021 or 20. He might have been in jail since 2020 actually. So yeah, he been in jail for almost 2 years, and then Mozzy went in jail last year, I think. I actually, now that I think about it, I think Mozzy is finna get out because he only had to do a year. 'Cause I think he had some shit with a gun or something like that. So yeah, I think Mozzy get out this year. He actually might be getting ready to get out pretty soon actually, because I know it was last year he went in early. When did his album come? Because I know he went to jail like a week after his album came out last year. Let me see, when did his album come out? His album came out in July 20, July 22nd last year. So yeah, he about to come home because if I remember correctly, he only had a year, and so it's what March? No, it's March, nigga. It's fucking April. April finna be May. So yeah, May, June, July. So yeah, he about to be out in about 2-3 months or so. So, but yeah, definitely shout out to Mozzy. If you get a chance, definitely go check that out. Like I said, it's called Collect Call with 2 Ks, of course. But yeah, it's dope. Like I said, Mozzy is yet to disappoint me. That nigga really be rapping. He really be preaching about some shit. It's some street shit, but he really be preaching about just some. He's very good at turning street shit into some just overall life shit. And like I said, he's just yet to disappoint me at all. But let me see. Other than that, like I said, those are two that I've really been going back to because number one, they short listens, but also they short listens, but they good listens too. So like I said, other than that, I know let me look real quick. I know for sure I seen NBA YoungBoy drop some shit last week. Um let's see, I'm trying to pull it up now. Let me see. Dave E. Oh, that's old. That's a deluxe shit. Book of David. Davies deluxe shit dropped last week. Where is the? I know I seen. Or at least I thought I seen. Young boy right there. Don't try this at home. I thought so. I still gotta listen to that though. But other than that, let me see what's in R&B that I might have missed because I definitely missed the Yung Bleu shit. So what else came out in R&B that I might wanna check out? Cali Uchis, I might check that out. Oh yeah, Black. I might have talked about Black, but Black dropped the album. Actually, I think I did talk about that. I'm not all the way sure. I ain't really been listening to it like that, so I don't know if I really don't know if I talked about it or not. But I listened to it maybe once all the way through, and then another time just skimming through it to see if what songs actually stood out to me. But it ain't really this one ain't really hit for me yet. So, but yeah, as far as music that's out already, that's that. I want to say, and this will go into some other shit, but I want to say Jack Harlow putting out an album tonight. I think. Yep, Jack Harlow's putting out his album. It is Jackman. So he's putting out his self-titled. That's crazy. I did not for the longest know that nigga's real name was Jackman. But yeah, he's putting out an album called Jackman tonight. So it looks like I don't really see. Yeah, I don't see nothing else about it. But so yeah, this nigga's finna be definitely be in our fucking face for the next 3-4 months or so because he also has the White Man Can't Jump movie that's coming out. I think next month. Yeah, I want to say it's in May, so it's coming sometime in May. So with this, I think this was a kind of a surprise album because I only seen one post about it since the shit dropped, but I'm not that big of a Jack Harlow fan like that. But his last album, it was a couple songs on there that I fuck with. Drake definitely wrapped that nigga up under the table on that fucking on that song that they got together. I'm still mad that the fucking Drake and Jack Harlow feature came out before the Benny Butcher and Jack Harlow feature came out. That's some nut shit to me. But anyways, like I said, Jack Harlow's definitely finna be on a hell of a press run because, like I said, with this album now, and then you got the White Man Can't Jump shit that's coming out I think next month, and then I'm sure he's gonna try and go on tour in 2-3 months from now. So it's gonna probably be a good 6 months or so of Jack Harlow just in our fucking face on social media. Any social media app that you open, this little white boy's finna be in your fucking face because, like I said, it's time to do promo for all this shit, get these fucking tickets moving and shit. So I can imagine him and Drewski gonna be popping up doing some more shit, interviews and shit like that. So definitely get ready for that shit. Let's see. Speaking of press runs, Charlemagne the Guy and DJ Envy was recently on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and of course, in true hip hop petty shit fashion, they got on there, and I can't remember if it was Gilly or Wallow who asked him about the complex list that I came in and talked about maybe a couple of episodes ago. But the complex list that was the top hip hop media influences in the game right now, and of course, Joe Budden was number 1, DJ Academic was number 2. I can't remember who was at number 3, and so on and so forth. But I want to say on that list, I want to say Charlemagne. They had Charlemagne at I think 5 or 6, something like that. They had Charlemagne somewhere down not at the bottom, but he was I don't think, was he in the top 5? I can't remember if he's in the top 5 or not. And I don't feel like looking forward to pull this shit up right now. But basically, yeah, that the conversation that came up, of course. And when the list first came out, DJ Envy was on, and this is really interesting to me because it was Charlemagne the God. It wasn't the Breakfast Club, which was kind of crazy to me. But when the list first came out, and Joe was on there, Joe got on his podcast talking this shit and whatnot, and DJ Envy got on the radio to basically back Charlemagne up on some, you know what I'm saying, this my man, and this is what he does, just naming all the shit that he does and whatnot. Just basically having his back like he should have. But like I said, if I'm Envy, I'm looking at these motherfuckers like, why the fuck is it Charlemagne the God, not the Breakfast Club? But also at the same time, Charlemagne the God at this point is the Breakfast Club right now, because if Charlemagne was to lead the Breakfast Club, my nigga, nobody's tuning into the Breakfast Club like that, bro. Because if we gonna keep it a buck with you, and I'm not just saying this shit because I fuck with this nigga, but if Charlemagne leaves, nobody really gives a fuck about the Breakfast Club, bro. Because like, what does DJ Envy do? Like, and this not even being on no hating shit to DJ Envy, but it's just like, what does Envy do on the Breakfast Club? As far as, of course, he's the DJ, so he plays the music and whatnot. But unless you actually tune into the radio station or whatnot, you're not gonna hear that shit. Him doing none of his mixes and whatnot. So I definitely don't want to shit on him in that aspect. But when it comes to, you know, of course, what we see as far as the clips from the Breakfast Club and the YouTube interviews and shit like that, and I think now it's a podcast still. I know at one point there was uploading it as a podcast. I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but yeah, outside of actually listening to the radio station when he's actually doing the mixes and whatnot, he don't really do nothing as far as the Breakfast Club. Like, yeah, he be there, he be asking questions and shit, but Envy be asking, I don't know, Envy be asking some dumb shit, bro. Like, it be sometimes, if I'm keeping a bug with you, sometimes I don't even be thinking Envy be knowing who the fuck they be talking to. Like, at least with Charlemagne, when he asks questions, and I kind of doubt that he's actually writing some of the questions or all the questions that he's asking them. But at the very least, the questions that Charlamagne be asking, they be directed to the person, and you can tell that either him or somebody that he has preparing his questions does some type of research on the person that they finna have up there, because they definitely be more detailed and personal questions to, what that person has going on as far as their career or something that happened on social media or something like that. So I can definitely say that for Charlamagne. But if he just be coming off the top of the head with some random ass shit, like I said, half the time I don't even think this nigga be knowing who the fuck their guest really is. If he's not already familiar with them, they're not somebody that's already a legend or somebody of a certain popularity. If he don't be knowing what the fuck to ask these people, he just be asking the same generic ass questions all the fucking time, bro. And then with Angela Yee, this ain't no disrespect to Angela Yee, because she went off to do her own shit, and she also has her own show. Well, I think she still has it, the lip service shit. Well, I'm sure she's over there killing with the woman audience. I know y'all don't like the word female no more, so pardon me. But she's over there with her woman audience, or majority woman audience, I assume, anyways. And she's killing shit over there. And I really ain't seen shit from her new show since she's left the Breakfast Club. I don't even know if I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know if her other show over at 105.1 had started already or not. I can honestly say that I have not seen nothing about her new show other than she got her new show when she left the Breakfast Club. I don't think I seen no clips from this shit. I don't think I seen no flyer or no cover art or no photo shoot or nothing, my nigga. Only thing I seen is lip service shit. But anyways, when it comes to especially certain artists or certain people who come up to the Breakfast Club, even when Angela Yee was on there, nobody in my again, I could be wrong because it could be a whole woman audience out there who's looking forward to this shit. But for the most part, nigga, we don't care about who the fuck these rappers or these motherfuckers that you interview and who they fucking and sucking on and why they was in the news for they baby mama doing this and all this. It's like, man, we don't really care about that shit, bruh. Again, Charlamagne shit, and I could be jaded because I'm admittedly a fan of this nigga for different reasons. But it's just the questions that he asks anyways, they seem a lot more interesting. They seem a lot more detailed. They seem a lot more, again, research, to the point where Envy and Yee just didn't, in my opinion, didn't hold a candle to some of the shit that he was asking. Because he would also do the Envy shit and ask some outlandish shit, but it would still be more so of directed to them type shit. You know what I'm saying? But again, if I feel like if Charlamagne left, the Breakfast Club is over, because Angela Yee already left and they still fucking going. DJ Envy started to say he can be fucking replaced, man. Anybody can get up there and put a mix together and spin some records and ask the shit that he be asking. So the show is really about Charlamagne, and the nigga is really a genius because he really put himself in that position. Because, and I've seen this shit very early on, especially when I started to try and get into doing this content shit. Just the seating alone lets you know that show was Charlamagne's show. And I honestly feel like that's why they kind of rearranged the seating on a new layout and shit. Because since Angela Yee left, they got a new layout, and I'm finna look for it now. But I want to say everybody is kind of in their own corner type situation. Everybody has their own like little backdrop or whatever. But before, when they originally started, Charlamagne's seat was right beside the guest. So to me, I feel like Charlamagne done that shit purposely, knowing that, okay, I'm looking at it now, and yeah, they definitely got their own. The seating is definitely different, or at least the camera angles is definitely different. But as I was saying before, Charlemagne definitely, I feel like, put himself in a position to where he's always going to be on camera because, of course, with the old Breakfast Club clips, anytime the camera is on the guest, the camera is also on Charlemagne because he's sitting right there beside the guest. And I'm looking now at some of these new clips, and I want to say he's still no. They shifted it. They shifted the camera angle just enough to where he's not in the. Yeah, they shifted the camera angle just enough to where he's not. He's no longer in the direct shot of whoever they interviewing. But I always thought that was fucking genius, and I always seen that as like a way, kind of like a, I don't want to say manipulating, but as a way of kind of putting a spotlight on myself. Because if I'm sitting here beside the guest the whole time, anytime they go in on a close up on the guest, my nigga, my face is right here too. And then he would always have his shit in the background of his books, his friends' books, and just whatever the fuck you wanted to promote right there behind whoever the fuck they was interviewing. So it's like, fam, everything that I'm doing is fucking right here. Excuse me, and y'all gonna see all this shit the whole time that we talking to this whoever we talking to. So I always thought that shit was genius. But anyways, back to the shit with the $1 million worth of game. So again, yeah, I just talked about that, how DJ Envy basically had Charlemagne's back as far as why he should have been higher on the list and things like that. So yeah, they go on to $1 million worth of game. Gilly and Wallow asks Charlemagne about the list. He goes on to talk about the same type shit that always happen in these situations when motherfuckers get to comparing these niggas to each other. And then, damn, what was the point I was finna make? That shit slipped my mind just that quick. Hold on. God damn, that shit slipped my mind. Let me actually find the clip. See if I can find the clip real quick. See if I can jog my memory. Fuck, I had a fucking point, bruh. Damn, I had a fucking point. Let me see. Let me pull this clip up real quick. That's not it. $1 million worth of game and Charlemagne. Here it is right here.
You know, I smoke. I do it. I have edible.
That's not it. That's not the right one.
So the young lady.
That's not the right one either. What the fuck?
Like hip hop now are just mad that it's not what it used to be.
That's not it either. Where's the fucking clip at? Okay, yeah, that this is the clip. This is
Man, don't bring that up. Don't bring that stupid shit up.
Don't worry about the list. We ain't worry about the list.
Exactly. Me neither.
He saw our paperwork.
Me neither.
And we own everything. And we own everything.
Don't worry.
I'm just saying, you see what we walked away from.
You see what we walked away from.
Word up.
NBA
That was close.
contract.
That was
And
close
what
to
we said,
gay
what?
shit.
We said, what? We said, what?
Hey, you know what's great? I heard that from a white person before I heard that from Gilly and
We
Wallow.
said, what?
Heard what?
That same thing. I heard that me and an agent was talking.
No, okay.
Okay, so that's not the full thing, but basically, they went on there and Charlemagne said whatever he said, and then Gilly and Wallow started going back and forth talking about how they own their stuff, and it was kind of seemingly subliminal shots at Joe because they was in a roundabout way they were saying that basically Charlemagne should have been higher than Joe is basically what it boils down to at the end of the day, and. This shit really be like, I really don't be understanding why can't everybody just be celebrated kind of thing. And this is kind of what Joe got on his show and said after the Charlemagne shit. He's basically talking about how if everybody is up, why are we all beefing? And I feel the same way because I don't, and specifically with Charlemagne and Joe, I don't be understanding these niggas. Like, I just don't be understanding because these are two niggas who are definitely at the top. In my opinion, they definitely top three is Joe Budden, Academics, and Charlemagne. Whatever order you want to put them in is whatever order you want to put them in. But in my opinion, as far as the hip hop media shit goes, them is the top three. Because I mean, just look at, everything that they do. Academics talking to all these little young shooter niggas. Charlemagne, he does everything in the fucking book. He's on the Breakfast Club. He does his own interviews sometimes. He has his own talk show. I think he's supposed to be doing the Daily Show either next week or the week after next or something like that for a week. So it's like, fam, and then Joe Budden, he does fucking 10 podcast episodes a week or some shit. And it's like, my nigga, who else is out working them motherfuckers, bro? Like, only people you can really say is like, as far as even just the views and content output and shit like that, is like Adam 22, and what's the other nigga's name? Vlad. And Adam 22, he with the KKK shit from, or the white supremacist motherfucker that he had on his show last month or so, he finna be the fuck out of here. It's finna be quiet as fuck for No Jumper. I ain't seen shit from No Jumper since that shit happened. All the black people on the No Jumper network left, and I ain't seen shit from them in about a month or so. And then with Vlad, motherfuckers don't go. The only person to be going to Vlad still is fucking Lil Boosie, and that's because Boosie paid him to be there. So outside of them three, you got what? Elliot and B-Dot, whenever they get together and finally do some consistent shit. But other than that, it's only them three: Charlemagne, Joe Budden, and Academics. So I'm not understanding Joe and Charlemagne's beef, because and this is what I really don't be understanding. Them niggas will talk pure dog shit about each other for 6 months out the year, and then come November, December, they pop up doing the end of the year wrap up shit. It's like, fam, do y'all niggas like each other, hate each other? What the fuck is going on? Like, I'm not understanding this frenemies beef for no fucking reason. Like, it makes no I don't see what anybody gains from this shit. But anyways, that shit is just very, very petty and unnecessary for me, to me anyways. But I mean, I guess one of them has a chip on his shoulder for the other one for whatever reason. It could be some behind the scenes shit that we don't fucking know about. But anyways, let's see, carrying on. Some more bullshit rap beat. All the old niggas is beefing in rap. So over the last this was maybe 2 weeks ago. Jim Jones, the first one was 2 weeks or so ago. Jim Jones was on, I want to say it was not Cosmic Kev, Bootleg Kev's podcast, I think is where it was. And he was giving an example of like why a rapper that's not irrelevant rappers or something like that. I can't remember how the fuck you put that shit. Let me see if I can find that clip real quick. Yeah, let's see. This the one right here? I believe so. Come on, man.
That puts him in the greatest rappers of all time.
Only artists on this Billboard list I feel like shouldn't be on here.
Shouldn't.
Okay, so this was they talking about the was it the Billboard's top 50 greatest rapper of all times list.
Yeah.
You don't think Pusha T should be on the greatest 50 rappers of all time list?
Wow. What has he done? What has he done that puts him in the greatest rappers of all time besides talk about that he probably didn't get?
Wow.
All bias aside.
He's nice.
Yeah.
He's nice as he can rap his ass. He can rap his ass of what? What has he done? Nobody has dressed like him. Nobody wants to be like Pusha T. No, I don't remember nothing. And let's not be evil, but we don't talk about rap.
So, as you can clearly hear, he's talking about how Pusha T doesn't deserve to be on the top 50 rappers of all time list. And it's just funny because he kind of called, and I haven't watched the whole thing, so he might have called out some other people, but for whatever reason, he called out Pusha T, and it's not, I don't see why he decided to single out Pusha T, because just last week he also went on the Breakfast Club and doubled and tripled down on the shit that he said, and he basically continued to have the same sort of conversation as to why he doesn't belong why Pusha T doesn't belong in the top 50
On the
conversation.
5 Pusha T records right now. His records.
Yes.
Name
I love
them.
Pusha. Nostalgia.
Oh,
Joint
you was a
with
Pusha
Kendrick.
T fan.
If
He's
you
like,
know, you know.
I didn't know he had fans like
No.
that. Can you name 5 Pusha T records? No,
Dreaming of
his
the
records.
past.
See, but
No, can you? No,
But
can
see,
you rap to 5 Pusha?
I can't rap 5.
All right, can you rap to
But I'm
5?
also-
Wait. Can you rap? If 5 Pusha T records, not the records he's featured on, if 5 Pusha T records came on right now, could you rap them?
All right, so y'all kind of see where he's going with this. So he's basically saying that Pusha T is kind of irrelevant. But it's kind of funny because this is coming very shortly after. Drake just brought out Dipset when he did his Apollo show. So the internet is kind of saying, and I really think too, that he's doing this because he's basically dick riding Drake. Let's just be fucking honest. Because, of course, Drake and Pusha T had this ongoing beef, ongoing little feud or whatever from way back when, whenever that shit started. But yeah, Drake and Pusha had this ongoing back and forth, and so like I said, Drake bought out Jim Jones and them at his concert. So now it's seeming like Jim Jones is throwing shots at Pusha T. Bitch, ain't nobody talking to you. I don't know if y'all can hear Siri just started talking to me, but yeah, ain't nobody. What the fuck was I saying? Fuck, what was I saying? But anyways, Jim Jones is throwing shots at Pusha T now because Drake brought him out, and it's not making sense because this is like, nigga, why you just dig right at this point? Because who the fuck, like, if we keep it in a buck with you, my nigga, Pusha T, and this might be, and this is really what I hate about this hip hop shit. These niggas in New York think they are the fucking standard for all hip hop shit, and that shit irks the fuck out of me, my nigga, because he's talking about not being able to name 5 Pusha T songs or being able to rap along to 5 Pusha T songs. Nigga, I can't rap along to 5 Jim Jones songs, my nigga. When is it he started talking about Pusha T not having a hit of his own because he wanted to exclude grinding for whatever reason. So if we take grinding out of here, he wants to talk about any solo hits that Pusha T has had. All right, cool, my nigga. Let's talk about your hits. When is the last time Jim Jones had a hit, fam? Ballin'? Niggas ain't been flying high since goddamn 06, 07. When the fuck did Ballin' come out, my nigga? So he's talking all this shit about Pusha T not having a hit, Pusha T not being relevant, and nobody being able to name 5 Pusha T songs. Nigga, I can't name 5 Jim Jones songs if we keep it a buck with you. But that also could be a bias on my end because I'm just not listening to fucking Jim Jones. So what we got? We Fly High, which was what, 06? What does that say? Yep, 06. Pop, damn, I forgot about Pop Champagne. And then that's it. Everything else is features. If we excluding features, and it's Pop Champagne, he can't claim Pop Champagne because it's got a feature on it. So we got We Fly High. That's it. Since if we going off his rules, if we going off Jim Jones' rules, the rules that he set of a solo hit, nigga, all you got is We Fly High, which was in 06. And Grinding was even before that. When did Grinding come out? Grinding might have been 90 something. When did Grinding come out? Let's see. Oh no. 01, 02. 01, 02. So yeah, I mean it's not far off from the same time, but still, my nigga, you talking all this shit for no you shooting all these strays of Pusha T for no reason. And the funny shit is, motherfuckers got on Spotify because if you don't use Spotify, or if you don't know on Spotify, you can search up an artist's name and it'll basically show you what their monthly listener is. Excuse me. So somebody went on Spotify and looked up the monthly listeners and put them side by side. And Pusha T was outdoing Jim Jones. So it's kind of like, my nigga, you ain't got enough room to talk because this nigga is outselling you, or at least outperforming you seemingly outperforming you. So it's like, how the fuck you finna come on here and throw shots at this man for no fucking reason? So let's see. I'm looking right now on Spotify. Pusha T's monthly listeners are 6 million? 6,600,000. So let's see. What is Jim Jones currently sitting at? Jim Jones right now is currently sitting at 1.5. So yeah, my nigga, you ain't got no room to talk, dog. We not flying high no more, fam. We ain't flew high again since '06, and it's been kind of quiet for you, my nigga. I hate that these New York niggas think that they just run shit because they claim that they run shit, bruh. Like, niggas don't know. That shit don't fucking fly down here. That shit don't fucking fly everywhere like y'all think it fly everywhere. No pun intended. But yeah, I thought that shit is just funny because this nigga's clearly just eating dick because Drake brought him out. And I don't know if this nigga's trying to get a feature or if he got a feature and he finna get ready to roll that shit out or what the fuck is going on. But shit is odd to me, my nigga, because you can't shit on me and I'm outdoing you, what was it, 1.5 to 6.5. Nigga, I got, 6 million more listeners than you monthly? You got to sit down and shut the fuck up, dog. I mean, 5 million more listeners, my fault. I got 5 million more listeners to you a month, my nigga. You got to keep my name out your fucking mouth. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You got to take that shit up the street some goddamn way. Leave me the fuck alone, bruh. But let me see. Moving on from that, that's just some dumb beef shit. It's just really some dumb New York beef shit because the same shit with Charlemagne and Joe is the same shit with Joe and Roy and Maul and all them. They like New York niggas need to take a time out, bro. I came on here. This was a while ago. This was months ago at this point. But these New York niggas, it's looking bad for New York right now. Y'all ain't. I don't know, bro. It's just looking bad for New York hip hop media or New York hip hop in general because y'all motherfuckers is up there beefing with each other. Y'all thinking y'all run shit when y'all really fucking don't. Everybody that talks up there is biased to fucking Jay-Z being the god of this shit. And nigga, it's not. We don't all see him like that. I hate to break it to you, but we just fucking don't. We just fucking don't. Anyways, though, moving on from that, but still keeping it in hip hop news, and this was fucking wild. So, over the weekend, the rapper Designer, the nigga Panda. He was this really ain't funny. It's really crazy. But he was on a flight from, I want to say it was Japan or somewhere, allegedly. I forgot. I got to sprinkle my allegedlys in there. But he was on a flight coming from somewhere, and this nigga pulls out his shit and starts going to town on himself on the fucking plane, sitting in first class, going to town on himself. Like, it's just a regular fucking Tuesday, and this nigga just whipped his shit out and started going ham for no fucking reason. So, they said in the shit that I seen, they said that the stewardess had asked him multiple times to not do that, to the point where they said that they removed this nigga from his seat in first class and sent him to sit wherever his friends or whomever was flying with him, probably I'm assuming will be his manager or something like that. But they sent him to the back of the plane to sit with whoever he was on the plane with. Said when this nigga, allegedly, when this what the shit on the article said, that when this nigga stood up to go take his new seat, said a bottle of fucking or a container of fucking Vaseline fell out in the plane aisle as he stood up. It's like, fam, that is really some nut shit. Again, no pun intended, my nigga, but that is really some nut shit. Pause, too, because that's fucking crazy. But, yeah, this shit is fucking wild. And also, apparently, and allegedly, he came out and said that he was supposedly checking himself into a mental facility because he said he's not been feeling like himself lately, basically. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know the timing of these stories, as far as when when I'm assuming he got arrested. I don't know if he got arrested or not, but the timing of when these two stories came out, I don't know which came out first. So this whole I'm not feeling like myself thing could be some PR bullshit just to try and get this shit covered up, or the nigga might actually need some help. So hopefully that nigga's all right. Is all I'm gonna say. But that was just some wild shit. That was some wild shit to see, my nigga. Like, designer of all niggas, and like I said, he was coming from like China or some goddamn where. It's like, fam, why you can't wait? You can't wait a couple hours, or at the very least, my nigga, go in the fucking bathroom. Like, what the fuck we got going on here? Like, again, if something is going on with the man, I hope he gets the help that he needs. But regardless, my nigga, let me not say regardless, because their mental health shit is real. So I hope the nigga's all right. But if you are all right, my nigga, what the fuck was you doing, dog? Like, that is wild. That is very wild. Let me see. Moving on from that, but still staying in niggas getting their shit off. Niggas getting their shit off news. So I was in where the fuck was I at? I think I was in Chicago. Yeah, I was coming through Chicago. I had to pick up a load. This was actually early today. And on the side of the bus, I seen an ad for PrEP. And if you don't know, PrEP is a preventative medication for HIV. And it was very interesting to me because, now granted, I can only see one side of the bus. So I don't know what may have been on the other side, what may or may not have been on the other side of the bus. But the side of the bus that I seen, it was, again, an ad for PrEP, which is an HIV prevention medication. And the people that they had on the ads, it was two couples. It was one black couple and one white couple, and they were both gay men couples. And so it kind of got me to thinking about something, which was, it's AIDS and HIV became, I don't want to say became popular, but became a somewhat mainstream thing in, let's say, late 80s, early 90s, somewhere along in there. This is before my time, so I'm just shooting from the hip. But yeah, let's say late 80s, early 90s. And the whole stigma behind AIDS and HIV at the time was you can only get it from two men having sex with each other, basically. And so, of course, as time goes on, we find out that that's not the only way that you can get it, and you can get it from, a man and a woman having sex, or just having sex in general with somebody. And it's just kind of, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for right now. It's kind of It was kind of shocking to me that it's 2023 and they still pushing this narrative, or this, what's the word, stereotype, that AIDS and HIV only runs in the gay community. And I don't know why that shit stood out to me so much, because I do know why, because that led me into thinking about other things that's going on today, as far as, like, just everything that's really been going on that's a hot topic now, because number one, it's finna be an election year, so they got to push all their bullshit out. But just in the last couple years, just in general, of just all the ways people are perpetuating stereotypes, whether it be, black people and police brutality, or gay rights, gay marriage, trans people, trans rights, the whole trans sports thing, and all this shit. And it's just, I don't know, fam. That shit, I just seen that shit, and that shit just stood out to me because it's like, again, AIDS and HIV going off that it became more so of a mainstream thing, and like I said, the late 80s, early 90s. And fam, we in 2023, and they still pushing that shit, bruh. Like, and it was because those are the only two couples. It was two couples. Like I said, it was a black man. It was two black men and two white men. And it's the preventative medication for AIDS or for HIV. I'm sorry. And I don't know why that shit just stood out to me so much, but it did. And it's kind of like, it's almost like a slap in the face to any and everything else, because if they still so comfortable, and again, this is on the side of a city bus, fam. This is on the side of a city bus. So if city buses and just companies in general are bold enough to still be perpetuating this stereotype or this stigma, is it stigmatism is the word? I believe it's stigmatism or whatever the word is. They that comfortable with outwardly projecting that message that this is a gay problem. We know this is a gay problem. Imagine what the fuck they'll do to us. Imagine what the fuck they do to black people. Like, they already doing the shit with the, I think it's in Tennessee, the I don't even know what the man's position is, but he was the guy in the I want to say he was a representative in Tennessee. He was trying to, this is when the school shooting happened in Tennessee a couple of weeks ago, and he was trying to be a representative of the kids that was going up there to try and speak at whatever hearing or gathering or that whatever that they was having in one of the government buildings in Tennessee. They was trying to keep the kids locked out because the kids were trying to speak on how they felt about the gun laws and things like that. And he might have been the only or one of the only people who was trying to hear the kids out and get the kids into the hearing so they could be heard. And so the basically the lawmakers in Tennessee will have to answer to the kids not feeling safe and why the laws are the way that they are. I want to say they suspended him or something like that, but they basically tried to silence him into not being in a room anymore, not being part of whatever hearing that they was having. And there was another interview just recently. This was after his suspension or whatever. And he was basically asking them questions like, how is it okay for y'all to do this to me and silence me in this way? Because I had certain issues that I wanted to be brought up, and y'all basically suspended me, cut me out of this hearing, and whatever the case may be. And even when he was trying to get them to have the conversation or to answer the questions as to how that's fair and how they feel like that's right, they still wasn't trying to hit this nigga out, bruh. And again, it's just the slap in the face of none of this shit really matters when they get to doing what the fuck they want to do. That's basically what it comes down to. None of this shit really matters when they get to doing what the fuck they want to do. And it's wild because that prep ad that I seen on the side of a bus just sit at a stoplight for like maybe 2 minutes, it really fucked with me, bro. Because it's a whole lot deeper than, it's just deeper than surface shit, bro. Like, all this shit be deeper than surface shit. And that shit really just stood out to me because that's fucking nuts. on the side of a city bus in a not a small. This is not a small city. Chicago is not a small city in America at all. And this just ad is just sitting here, and this is just one bus. Ain't no telling how many buses this advertisement is on. But that shit was just wild as fuck to me, bro. Because again, it's deeper than the surface level shit. All this shit is deeper than the surface level shit. I don't know, that shit really kind of fucked me up. I ain't mean to get serious like that, but it really just fucked me up just looking at that shit, because it's like that again, like I say all the time, they do shit in our fucking face. And when they get to doing they shit, ain't a whole lot of shit that we can do about it, bruh. Because they in position. They got their people in position. Only thing we can really do is wait till some of these motherfuckers die off. That's really the only thing that we can fucking do. It's just like fucking Biden running for president next year. I don't know if the motherfucker gonna run or not. But it's fucking wild that they let a fucking, what is he? He's like 82 now, so he was what, 78 when he ran last time. How the fuck you let how the fuck do we let 70 and 80, really, my nigga, 65, 70, 80-year-olds run our fucking country, bro? Like, that is like prime age for shit like dementia and memory loss, just all this other, we ain't even got to go to the extreme of shit like that, but just, I don't know, my nigga, just on the level of just, is this nigga gonna survive to the next term or not type shit, bruh. Like, that was a lot of the conversation from when Biden ran for president last time. It's like, is this nigga even capable of being alive throughout his whole term type shit? Like, why the fuck are we voting these old motherfuckers in to run this shit and make decisions about some shit that they don't know what the fuck is gonna look like in 10, 15 years? They ain't gonna be here sound of mind to even have to deal with a lot of the shit that they putting into play. It goes back to fuck, I did not mean to have no serious conversation right now, but that goes back to what I was talking about, maybe an episode or two ago, with the TikTok shit, the TikTok, and which is another topic about that I can go into real quick. But when they was having that congressional hearing to try and ban TikTok because they were trying to pass that bill, what the fuck was that shit called? Fuck, what is that shit called? It's some bill. I'll look this shit up in a second. But that goes back to that conversation of that, where it's these old motherfuckers in Congress, in the House of Representatives and all this shit, that they just believe in whatever the fuck they want to believe. Like, it's like it's like my granddad or somebody. Like, you can't explain FaceTime to these old motherfuckers, bruh. How the fuck do they know anything? How the fuck you expect them to know anything about any of this other shit, bruh? They don't know shit about these TikTok dances. They don't know shit about these filters and geotags and how to FaceTime. These niggas can't send a text message, and they talking about trying to make decisions on the future of fucking TikTok and just online presence in general. Because that shit, what is that act called, or that bill called that they just passed, or they trying to pass? Fuck, what is that shit called? I think it's like the note. What the fuck is that shit called? TikTok ban update. What is that shit called? Fam, what is that? What is this bill called? I can't find it, bro. Restrict Act. That's what it is. They're Restrict Act shit because they trying to hide. And I probably talk about this, so I'm not trying to talk about this for too much longer. But with them trying to ban this TikTok shit, they trying to introduce this shit called the Restrict Act. And the Restrict Act, they really trying to hide this shit behind them just banning TikTok. But I've been seeing shit about this Restrict Act that some of the other things that they got in this act, my nigga, they trying to do everything. They trying to put it to where they have access to anything that is or can be hooked up to Wi-Fi. With this Restrict Act, they have the ability to monitor all that shit. Text messages, phone calls, FaceTime, Zoom meetings, fucking PlayStation Plus chat rooms, Xbox Live chat rooms. They finna have access to all this shit if this shit's get passed, bro. But they hiding this shit behind, quote unquote, trying to protect the kids and doing what's best for the future. Like, my nigga, this shit is fucking wild. Again, when they get to doing the shit that they want to do, what the fuck can we do? Because they already in place. The motherfuckers that's trying to do the bullshit is in charge of making sure the bullshit gets approved. But anyway, that's what the fuck a ad on the side of a city bus triggered in me. Not 7-8 hours ago, my nigga. That shit is fucking wild, bro. Anyways, moving on. Let me see. Moving on to some other shit that was going on. So I seen an article the other day. It was talking about because lately people have been talking about, it's looking like if we not already in, we're about to go into another financial crisis in America. And so there's been a lot of companies recently who have been doing layoffs and things like that. Like, I know I want to say GameStop was one of them. No, yeah, GameStop was one of them. I want to say Amazon was one of them. And most recent, the one I seen was Indeed. Indeed.com, the app that is designed to help you find jobs. They are now, if they haven't already, I can't remember when the date was, but they're supposed to be laying off, I think it was 15% of their employees. So it was 2,200 people, 2,200 of their employees are to be laid off because of the job crisis that they saying that they predicting is gonna be in the next few years or so. And it's like, that shit is wild, because if the motherfuckers who's supposed to be helping us get jobs can't keep their jobs, what the fuck is we finna do out here, bruh? Shit finna get ugly, shit finna get scary. This fucking Fed Now shit, I seen some shit about that earlier. I don't know how true that shit is. The Fed Now shit is, I think I talked about it before, but just to give you a refresher, the Fed Now shit is basically the IRS's Cash App. The IRS's Cash App or Venmo or PayPal or whatever the fuck, online money transferring situation. So I seen some shit earlier about that and don't know how true this shit is. But it's supposed to, I can't remember when it was supposed to take effect, but it was supposed to be taking over all the other online or digital currency apps. So your Cash App, your Venmos, your PayPals, your what's the other ones? I don't even know the other ones. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. I want to say it's like 2 or 3 more. But either way, all of them are supposedly, from the shit that I read earlier, how true it is, they are all supposed to be basically submitting all their information to Fed Now. So from my understanding of the shit, Fed Now is going to have access to any and all accounts from all these other apps and their digital currency, your digital currency wallet and all this shit. I don't know as far as the crypto shit, if that was also a part of it. I can't remember that part. But yeah, it's basically supposed to combine or what's the it's another word. Fuck. I hate when I can't. I hate when I get when I lose the word that I'm trying to, when I can't find the word that I'm trying to use. But consolidate. Fed now is gonna be supposed to consolidate all these apps and have all their information, access to all their information, to the point where if you owe any money, which they already do this shit with the banks anyway, but if you owe any money to anybody for any of the government for taxes or late fees or anything like that, they take the shit straight out of whichever one of your accounts that they choose, basically. So it was also a part in there that said something about them having control over allowing you to send and receive money or not. So they basically gonna have the power to deny or approve you sending money to your friend or your girlfriend or boyfriend or your child or whomever. Like, this shit is finna get deep. And this is coming off the back of, I want to say it was China and Russia and some other countries coming together, basically saying that moving forward that the U.S. dollar is going to be null and void. So this is America's way of trying to get some type of other currency in effect, so that we can still, compete or whatever as far as the global standard goes. But my nigga, again, you just have to. I know I half-ass explain the shit, but I ain't want to sit here and read the whole fucking article and, number one, look for the article, but read the whole fucking article again. So definitely, if you have time, just check that shit out, because it's some wild shit finna be going on, bro. It's really some wild shit that's finna be going on. And especially when I seen the part about the Fed Now shit supposed to be basically consolidating and replacing all the other apps, I definitely started believing that conspiracy theory when motherfuckers was talking about that the feds was the ones that killed the Cash App founder a couple weeks or so ago. But it's finna be nutty out here, bro. It's really finna be nutty out here. Let me see what else we got. Speaking of, and I'm finna wrap up here shortly because I ain't really got that much left. But speaking of where's this shit at? Speaking of money, speaking of funny money, this guy in Kentucky, I don't see the city, but this guy somewhere in Kentucky sues himself and won the case. This shit is wild. A Kentucky man who threw a boomerang that flew back and hit him in the head sued himself for $300,000 and won. And strangely, it would not cost him a cent because the money he won comes straight from his insurance company. So this nigga sued himself for personal injuries, won the case, and now his insurance has to pay him because I'm assuming that the guy, it happened while he was on his property. I could be wrong, but that's the only way I can see that he could sue anybody for something like that. That's just like if in certain states, I want to say the only outlier is like maybe Texas and Florida, because they always be on their own shit anyway. But in most states, if somebody gets hurt on your property, they can sue you for whatever personal damages or loss of wages or whatever the case is. To the point where, and I seen this a long time ago, this guy broke into this woman's house. I think I talked about this. I think I've talked about this a couple times actually. But this guy broke into this woman's house, and he broke in on the second floor, I believe, and he was either trying to get in or he was trying to get out, and he fell from the second floor. But when he fell from the second floor, he got hurt. I want to say he broke his leg or something like that. He went back and was able to sue the person who owned the house because he got hurt on their property. Even though he was the one who broke in to try and steal or do whatever the fuck he was trying to do there, he still had the right to go back and sue them because he got hurt on their property. That is some wild shit, my nigga, because like some of the laws and rules and just how shit can be done in this country is fucking insane to me, bro. But it also goes to show that we just don't have the knowledge of a lot of this shit, because who the fuck would think that, nigga, I could go out here and run and jump off my fucking roof and then sue myself and get a quick $200,000-$300,000 and the shit gonna come from my insurance company. Who the fuck thinks of some shit like that, bruh? Like, it's so many bullshit loopholes out here that's like, I don't know, bro. This some of these stories that be coming out just be fucking amazing me, because it's like, how was that even a thing? You know, like, how was that even in the rule books? How was that even a loophole? How is that shit even possible? But I mean, anybody can do it. I get, well, depending on where you live at, I guess, and depending on what type of insurance you have, anybody can do this shit. So fair game for all, I guess, my nigga. I don't fucking know. Anyway, let's see. Lastly, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and wrap it up. But what is this? Last episode. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this and get the fuck up out of here. Snowfall. So Snowfall, the last and spoiler alert for anybody if you haven't seen it already, but it's been a week, so hopefully you've seen it by now. But the finale of Snowfall, the season finale and the show finale of Snowfall finally aired. And any and all the predictions that I made last episode, bruh, out the fucking window. The only thing that I got right was Leon and Wanda going back to Africa. Outside of that, I pretty much got all that shit wrong, because I was not expecting what happened to Franklin to happen to Franklin. First of all, I started seeing screenshots of the episode before I actually seen the episode, and it was showing Franklin in a dirty ass tank top with some rotten teeth and a bloodshot eye. And I was thinking to myself, if they made Franklin a fucking crackhead, I'll go fight some goddamn body, bruh. Cause ain't no way in hell we came this far and this nigga did all the shit that he's done and became a fucking crackhead, bruh. Ain't no way. I was not finna stand for that shit. But it wasn't that. I can't even say thankfully, because he still ended up being a fucking alcoholic. So let me see, where did I want to start it? Because there was a couple things specifically that I want to talk about. Okay, Franklin going crazy. They really, and I understand that the show had to eventually come to an end, because after the season starts with or after you get to the point where Teddy and Franklin's trying to kill each other, it's very clear that one of them is gonna kill the other one. And once that happens, the whole storyline is pretty much over at that point, because the whole show is basically Franklin and Teddy working together to move drugs. Teddy is trying to move drugs into America to fund some war, and Franklin is just a nigga from the hood trying to get rich. So, but yeah, once they clash and butt heads, and one of them dies and the other one survives, that whole story is basically over. So, of course, like I said, we got to that point, so the whole show had to come to an end. But the way that they played up Franklin being so crazy and so just solely focused and driven on this money and absolutely nothing else was fucking, it was wild, bro. Because I understand $73 million is a whole lot of fucking money. Like, I completely understand that. That is several generations changing of money. Generational wealth of money. But also, Franklin ain't no dumb nigga either. Like, he has other ways to make money, and he has other ways to get to some money. He has other things that he can do to get this money back. Maybe not all of it. And maybe not, I'm not going to say maybe not all of it. Maybe not all of it as quick as he got it with the drug shit. But as smart as Franklin was, and as smart as they played him up to be, he could definitely very easily get all that money back eventually. So that was something else that I didn't like. And this was really in the last half of the last season, and this whole entire season was just him being solely focused on this money and absolutely nothing else, especially towards the end. He didn't care about absolutely nothing. He didn't even care about his mama anymore. All he cared about was this fucking money. So, let me see. It was that, and what the fuck else? What the fuck else was it that stood out to me? Okay, this whole thing of, because I seen a whole lot of talk on social media about how it was kind of torn. It was kind of like either people were saying that everybody turned their back on Franklin and they shouldn't have, and then people were saying that everybody turned their back on Franklin and they should have. And I can see both sides of it, because with his mom, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't understand the mom. To an extent I do. Well, to an extent I don't, but I kinda also can see it. Maybe because I ain't got no kids, I really can't see the other side of it like that. But if she had just waited literally 20 seconds for them to get this money, they could have killed this nigga Teddy and his partner, and then got the fuck up out of there. Because even with $37 million, they could have got the fuck out of there, outran the cops real quick. Well, I don't know, because where they was at, they might have been fucked, because they was downtown, in the heart of the city type shit. I don't think they was getting away from that shit. But either way, his mama could have still killed that nigga after he got the money, and then, I don't know, they could have broke her out or something. My nigga, $37 million, and this is what, 1980 something, 80, it had to be what, 87, I think, because the time leap they did was 3 years. And that put him at 90. So, yeah, this was 87. So, nigga, 1987, $37 million was a whole lot more money than it is today. So, they could have done something. They could have broke her out of jail. They could have paid somebody else. They could have done something. But either way, like I said, I don't really understand the mom for that. But I also can kind of see how she was looking at it. But this goes back into them playing up how crazy he was for the money, because Sissy was just looking at it like, you done lost your way type shit. Like, you done completely lost any and all type of humanity to you behind this money. So I'm not finna let you get this money. So I don't really understand it, but to an extent, I also do understand it. Now, it was a lot of people that was talking about Leon not giving Franklin no more money. And Leon kind of stood on the side of the mom. Like, if your mama was willing to sacrifice her freedom and basically her life for you to not get this money, I'm not finna give you this money. But then there's also the side where Franklin kind of went in there expecting Leon to give him all the money that he had left, and then said he was going to pay him back in 5 to 10 years. It's like, fam, okay, like, I understand that if circumstances was different, then maybe, but you've been so solely focused on getting this money to the point where, nigga, I don't even know where your head is at for real. Like, you could take this money and disappear on me if I'm keeping a buck with you. The way you've been acting lately, you ain't been acting like somebody that I've known my whole life. So I don't know what you finna do with this $3 million. You telling me that you finna invest it and I'm gonna get 10, 15 times back what I put in about 5 or 6 years or so, but I don't know that. You could take my $3 million and fucking disappear. And now I'm left here back in the hood with no connect, no product, no nothing, just on my ass, me and my wife and all my people on our ass because you decided to run off of my shit. So there's a lot of people saying that Leon was fucked up for that, for not giving him the money. But also Franklin started, on top of that too, Franklin started talking to Leon the same way Teddy was talking to Franklin. Just on some, nigga, you wouldn't have this money if it wasn't for me type shit. Like, and I understand Franklin introduced, or Franklin was the one who was working with Teddy, who then had Leon working with him to actually get the money. But also, Leon done a whole lot of shit, bruh, to earn that fucking money. The same way Franklin did a whole lot of shit to earn that money from Teddy, Leon did a whole lot of shit to earn that money working with Franklin. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I stand with Leon on not giving him the money for whatever reason. Number one, I might think you finna run off with my shit because you ain't been acting like I know you to act, so I don't know what the fuck you might be on. And two, I'm rocking with your mama. Your mama is basically my mom at the end of the day. And if she don't think you should have this money, then my nigga, you don't need to have this money. Now go on to Veronique, his fiance or wife. I can't remember if they're actually married or not, but it's been a lot of people talking about what she did because she went behind Franklin's back trying to sell their property or their stake in whatever property that they had. I think it was a downtown property or whatever. No, it was the other shit that they had. She basically went behind Franklin's back to try and she wasn't even trying to sell it. She was just trying to see, if push come to shove and we need to sell this shit, what can we get for it, kind of thing. And so Franklin snapped behind that, and motherfuckers was basically talking dog shit about her really for what she did. But I'm on her side with this shit because yes, she did what she did, and it was, I guess you could say it was behind his back. But also, my nigga, that's your pregnant fiance or girlfriend, wife, whatever she is. And you, like, I need y'all to go back and look at that scene when he walked into that little warehouse or whatever where she was at. And they was arguing. They was he wasn't even arguing. This is the crazy shit. This nigga had snapped. By this point, this nigga had snapped because Teddy is dead. He know the money is gone. This nigga has completely snapped at this point. And just the way he was looking at Veronique and talking to her, like he wasn't even mad, bruh. Like, I don't even know what the fuck to call it. He had just lost his fucking mind at this point. And he was just having the smoothest, most regular conversation with her. And then he put his hands around her neck, choked out a little bit, threatened her and all this shit. And it's like, fam, how can you, again, he's to the point where he's not acting no type of normal. Nobody knows what the fuck this nigga is finna do at no point in time right now. So how the fuck can you blame this woman for deciding to take this money and get the fuck out of there while she still could? I guarantee you, as soon as he did that shit after they had that conversation in the warehouse, she went right to her fucking mama like, you was right. This nigga is off this fucking rocker. It's time to jump ship. Where the fuck you need me to be? Cause her and her mama was like disappearing specialists. Cause that nigga, when Franklin went to see his mama in jail, he was like, Veronique disappeared. Veronique left me, and this is what she does. But don't worry, I got such and such looking for him. But again, this nigga had lost it at that point. So I do not blame Veronique at all for taking that money and leaving. And then this is the shit that really gets me, because if I'm remembering correctly, they had $1 million in the bank account that Veronique took all the money out of. So, and I watched the shit earlier today. Veronique took out $800,000. And if they had $1 million, that means that there was still $200,000 left. So there's been this whole thing, everybody talking about how she took everything from him. She left that nigga $200,000. Granted, she took most of that shit, which, I mean, you could say she could have left him more, but she still left the nigga something. So the nigga has $200,000. Again, if I remember this shit correctly, The nigga has $200,000, and then they fast forward to when he found Peaches, and that shit was fucking wild because this nigga finally tracked down Peaches after fucking 3 seasons. This nigga Peaches been missing since season fucking 3 or some shit. And come to find out, this nigga is up the street, around the corner at the Wawa or the fucking Walmart, smoking. This nigga just smoked $5 million worth of money. For money. This nigga done smoked $5 million worth of crack all the way down to fucking $12,000. That shit is fucking wild, bro. Right around the corner, this nigga's up the street. This nigga's over the hills and through the woods, smoking $5 million worth of coke, my nigga. That shit is fucking nuts. But they finally find this nigga. This nigga strung out on the fucking couch. He was doing more than coke because they showed his arm. This nigga's been shooting up. This nigga was probably on heroin or some shit. But fuck, I lost my train of thought. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, Franklin having the $200,000. So yeah, she left this nigga $200,000. And motherfuckers on the internet talking about she took everything. Now granted, she took the most of everything, but she still left this nigga with more than enough cushion to do something with. And also, he still had his stake in whatever the fuck that other guy was trying to buy from him that he could have sold off. And I want to say that dude was offering him like $1 million. So this nigga still had fucking money, which is why I'm really not understanding how he got to where he got to. Because you can sell, like, as smart as Franklin was, it had to be them playing up on the alcohol really took over kind of thing. That had to be what it was, because this nigga had, at the very least, $200,000. You can do something with that, bruh. Whether it's jumping back in the, excuse me, whether it's you jumping back in the drug game real quick until you get a quick $1 million, or it's, again, you selling your stake in whatever your real estate is, whatever real estate shit you got left in, and then using that money to get a smaller real estate investment and just working your way back up. But this nigga had money, bro. This nigga had plenty enough money to do something with, but they just made it like he just fucked off and turned into a fucking idiot because he ain't had no more money. And I really ain't like that shit, bro. I really did not like how they played this shit like that, because I understand the alcohol shit, but fam, I don't know. I think they kind of went overboard with that shit, but again, that shit could have really took over him like that and had him fucked up, because I don't know. But he still, because he had his mama's house that he was living in. His mama's house was paid for. All the thing he had to do was pay the fucking property tax on it. And I'm sure between that $200,000 that he had left and then whatever he could have sold his stake in that real estate shit, that real estate development shit for, he could have paid that shit off for a couple years and been all right. He could have at the very least still had the house and something to fucking, like, he had options, bruh. And I just hate the way that they I feel like they overplayed the alcohol shit. Maybe not. I ain't never been an alcoholic, but I don't know. I feel like they just went overboard with this shit a little bit, because they made it seem like he didn't have no options when he definitely had fucking options, bro. And even towards the end, when Leon came back from Africa, Leon offered to pay his property taxes, because that's all you gotta do. All you gotta do is pay the property tax and keep the lights on, my nigga. And you got plenty enough money to do that shit. But Leon offered him to pay his property taxes, and he said he ain't want it because he said he was free now. I thought that was just some, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. But overall, it was still an okay ending. I ain't really like all the way how it ended, because it could have been different. It really could have been different. He had so many options. He had so much shit to still work with at the end of the day. But something that I definitely did fuck with this last season, specifically this last episode in general, was this nigga Damson Idris was acting his ass off, bro. This nigga was doing a little bit of everything. This nigga was giving you crazy Joker type vibes. This nigga was giving you, nigga, I just don't know, like, I don't know what I'm finna do, where I'm finna go. These niggas got me fucked up. My mama, I feel like my mama done betrayed me. I feel like my girl done betrayed me, my best friend. I feel like I'm by myself, even though I really did this shit to myself. But still, my nigga, I'm not taking accountability for none of this shit. And fuck all y'all. And I'm finna just duck off and get on this liquor and fuck it at this point. Also, something that I definitely did fuck with the last episode was it was a lot of symbolism in the last episode because I seen, of course, it was when they finally found Peaches and Peaches only had the $12,000 left. $12,000 was the same price as the first brick that he bought from Ivy, which kicked the whole thing off. There was also, I seen somebody pointing out that it was literally callbacks from the very first episode, the very first two episodes to the very last episode. It was, like I said, the $12,000 was the first brick. Then it was when Franklin first started the shit. His whole thing was handing out free samples of their I think they were still selling coke at this point, but it was free samples of their coke so they could get people addicted. So I seen somebody pointed out that when Franklin was at the bar, the bartender gave him his first shot, and it was on the house, and so that triggered, of course, Franklin's addiction to alcohol now. So it's kind of like again another full circle moment, and it was something else that happened. It was something. Oh, the fact that Franklin ended up losing the house because in the beginning the reason he started selling coke, it started off with coke. The reason he started selling coke was because his mom was behind on the mortgage and they was about to lose the house. So then again, last episode he ends up losing the house because he can't afford to pay the property taxes this time. So they come and take the house from him. So it was really a bunch of just full circle moments like that, just tying the first episode or the first couple episodes into the very last episodes, and I thought this shit was pretty dope. Overall, it was a good show. It was definitely a good show. It was a couple episodes in that season with the tiger that was in goddamn Compton that was kind of wild, but other than that, it was a good show. It's definitely a good show. I might actually binge watch this shit. I might actually binge watch this shit sometime soon, just to see, the progression of everything and how to really tie everything in again. Just really just go back and see everything. But it was a good show. I can definitely say that it was a good show. It's definitely gonna be a classic show. But outside of that, I want to say that's all I'm gonna leave with that. Oh, real quick, want to say rest in peace to Jerry Springer, man. Jerry Springer passed away earlier today. I didn't see what happened. I don't know if it's out or not, but we're just gonna say rest in peace to Jerry Springer. And yeah, man, that been a long fucking run of reality shows, reality TV. I think he ended up having one of them judge shows at one point too, or it's that shit's just wild because that nigga been on TV for fucking ever. That nigga been on TV forever. So definitely rest in peace to Jerry Springer. And also last and least, the woman who accused Emmett Till, she passed away. I think it was today, from cancer at the age of 88. Carol Bryant dead at 88 from her battle with cancer. Again, she was the Emmett Till. She was the woman who accused Emmett Till of whistling at her or whatever the fuck she said back in the day. So to that, we just want to say,
never care so much, ran out of wood, just past the Dutch. Your homies die, you don't never slide, it ain't adding up. Get caught with a pipe, you out same night, you fed or what? New op pack in the air, this gas or what? He'll still be alive right now if you niggas ain't gas him up. Never care so.
fuck you talking about, bruh? He said, oh, rest in peace of that shit, my nigga. You can't, that karma is a motherfucker, ain't it? Karma is a motherfucker. You lied on that boy way back then. Now look at you. You got to live your full, the fucked up part is you got to live a full life. What's the word I'm looking for? Unbothered, really. And they did what they did to that boy. So, hey man, I ain't got shit else to say. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. But anyway, this has been another episode of Just Alex Show. I've been your host, Just Alex. As always, thank you for listening. Make sure you like, subscribe. Make sure you like, subscribe, DM, cause I done forgot the fucking outro. This has been another episode of Just Alex Show. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, DM, cuss me out however the fuck you feel. As always, you can find me on all social medias at Just Alex336 or on Facebook, Alex from the Pod. You can also find me on the Let's Find Out Network on whatever app store that you have. Free radio app. Make sure you go download that. And outside of that, we out.